you're thinking of selling and wondering what your asking price should be. Well, watch to find out how I help my clients price their home to sell. What's up, my friend? Jenn Ho, your Fit Realtor, Realty ONE Group Impact. So, you're thinking of selling and you do not know what the asking price should be. Well, I am here to help you, and let's go through pricing strategies first. The 3 pricing strategy. 1. Price it above market value. Well, why do you want to do that? Well, pricing above fair market value, you might just set the record price in the neighborhood and get more money in your pocket, right? But realistically though, it is likely to miss potential buyers' preset price range. Other agents in the area likely will use your home as a comparison to the home down the street and say why the home down the street is priced correct. And last but not least, your home might just sit on the market for over 3 weeks or over 21 days, and that is not good, because once a home sits on the market for over 21 days, interest starts to go down, showing starts to go down, which means it's hard to actually get that initial excitement of a new listing back on the home. And hopefully at that time, you're just crossing your fingers, getting any offers that will come by. Strategy number 2, pricing it at fair market value. Now, pricing it at fair market value, you will get good amount of showings, good amount of clients, good amount of traffic coming through to the home, and when done right, it could result in a multiple bid situation as well. Now, typically, if you price it right, it will sell within 3 weeks, and you still have the excitement of the new listing coming through for the home. Third strategy, pricing it below fair market value. Now, when you price it below fair market value, you always run into the risk of not being able to reprice it higher after the fact without facing a lot more questions about why did that price increase. But pricing it below fair market value will likely create a frenzy, create a lot more showings. A lot more people will jump on the showing, come look at the home, jump on virtual home tours, look at the home, and potentially create a multiple bid offer situation. Now, when that happens, it will tend to drive the price back up towards fair market value and get you fair price. So now it begs the question, where should you price your home to sell at? Well, here are the criteria I use to help clients sell their home. The first criteria I always use, set boundaries. Do not go over big boundaries, big natural boundaries or man-made boundaries. What does that mean? Boundary would be like a stream, a train track, a huge main road. Those are big natural boundaries where one side of the price, the home price on one side of the boundary is going to be less or more than the other side of the boundary. It's very common and is often the very first criteria that someone will miss pricing their home. Now, in the Des Moines Metro, Iowa market, boundaries like this could mean a difference of $10,000 to $20,000 all the way up to $100,000 to $150,000. That is a huge price difference. Criteria number 2, time. When was your comparison home last sold? Now, you do not want to compare a sold against 5 years ago. Your prices change, neighborhood change, your city will be more positive value brought into the city that, is an asset. Your home is an asset. You are supposed to have the price appreciates. Cities will always build things, help the city appreciate in value. That said, your price, you do not want to compare against a 3-year or 5-year sale. You want to compare against something very recent. When I help my clients to price their home, I typically want to limit it to about 30 days if I could. If not, go up to 60 days, maybe 120 days, at the most 180 days. Now, there will be unique situations, unique homes that even 180 days will not be able to have good comparisons. So those are on case-by-case basis. But in general, 30 to maybe 90 days, that would be a good range to actually price the home competitively based on current market conditions, based on what's happening with the season of the home, seasonality of the home sales, or time of the year, all these other factors that come into it. That is why going up to 90 days could potentially be a stretch already pricing your home correctly. So keep that in mind. Time of the home sale is important. Third criteria, bedroom count. Don't compare 1 bedroom to a 2 bedroom. Now, even don't compare a 2 bedroom to a 3 bedroom if possible. When I help price clients' home, I typically try to price it in the same bedroom count. If not, slightly more would be good. Now, in Des Moines Metro, anything above 6 bedrooms, probably you can just price it as a bedroom down, like about the 5 bedroom count, because 6 bedroom is hard to come by and the demand for it is probably not as high. So pricing it right about the 5 bedroom count would be fairly good. But for the most part, pricing the same amount of bedroom count will actually help price your home correctly and help your home sell. Fourth criteria, age of the home. Now don't compare a 1919 home to a 2019 home. There's 100 years difference. So many things can happen in between the 100 years. The city can change. The home itself will change. A 100-year-old home, you might need to change the roof. You will need to change paint inside. Inside might be a little more dated. Foundation may have issues. There's so many things that will add on to the cost of that home that will be reflected in the price of the home. So when I help my clients price their home, I typically stick to about 5 to 10 year range. That will be pretty similar. Now, if you compare all the other criteria, if you put all the other criteria in place, typically in a neighborhood, your age of the home is fairly similar. It's very likely within 5 to 10 years, at the most 15 years. So age of the home is important and it keeps you within that boundary of your neighborhood to be actually priced correctly. Fifth criteria, square footage. Now don't compare different square footage home. Now there is definitely a range. Not every home is built the same exact square footage. So this is what I do. I typically do a plus minus range of 200. So say your home is 1500 square feet, I'll compare homes in the range of 1300 to 1700 square feet range. Why is that the key? Say your bedroom count is the same, 3 bedroom for instance. A 3 bedroom in a 1200 square feet versus a 3 bedroom in an 1800 square feet is two entirely different homes, because other rooms in the home will need to actually fit or shrink into the home to fit that square footage. So the 1200 square foot home might not have a dining room, might have a smaller living room compared to that 1800 square feet home. Maybe the basement is finished to add on additional square footage for living space, but room size might be smaller, kitchen might be smaller, bathroom might be smaller. So it loses a lot of that wow factor. That's why you cannot compare too huge of a square footage range to be able to actually price your home correctly. So that's it. I help my clients doing price comparisons within plus or minus 200 square foot of the home. 6th criteria, style of the home. Now there are different types of the home as well. You want to compare in the same type of the home. Don't compare a townhome to a condo high-rise, to a single family home, or to an acreage. They're all different types of home. On top of that, once you get into the types of home, you want to compare the same style of the home where possible. So for instance, here in Des Moines Metro, Iowa, single family home can be broken down into multiple styles. Ranch with a finished basement, two-story daylight basement, two-story full basement, two-story walkout basement, ranch walkout basement, ranch with a 3-car attached garage, two-story with a single car attached garage, ranch with a detached garage, ranch with attached garage and detached garage, 2 stories with detached garage, attached garage. List goes on and on. So make sure you compare the same type of home, same style of home. There are different types of home, different style of home. Comparing with the same style gives you the correct feel of the home, correct connection with buyers that will walk through and actually say that is the home for them. The 7th and the last criteria, finishes of the home. Unfortunately, for many of us, that is the first thing we use to compare homes, compare prices in the neighborhood. But that unfortunately is the last thing that should be considered. Now, finishes of the home could mean the hardwood floors, could mean different carpets, could mean different paint, could mean the big kitchen, but all these are add-ons to the home. All these could potentially be projects for the next buyer to upgrade, so it is a finish, it is a luxury item. Yes, the finishes would be the wow feeling, the wow factor, that emotional connection to the buyer. But think about this, if you buy a home in the $200,000 range and you drop $70,000 into the kitchen, make it the biggest, fanciest kitchen, it does not increase your price by $70,000. It probably will not even put you above $250,000. So that is what I mean by finishes. It does not give you the full amount back, but it has that wow factor. It gives you that, it creates that emotional connection with the next potential buyer to help push them over the edge to put in an offer to sell your home. But again, it should be the last thing on the list, on the criteria list to consider above all else, to make sure it is as the wow factor, not the main factor determining price. So that is how I help clients price their home to sell their home. Hope that will help you determine where your price land, above, at, or below fair market value. New video every Friday. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel or follow and watch all my other channels on Facebook as well as Instagram. That way I can put out more content to help you be the educated person when it comes to real estate. Till then, your Fit Realtor, signing out.